Bringing Karla Aguayo. She's the Director of Legal Services for the Coalition for Humane Immigrant Rights, and she's joining us to talk about the impact on the undocumented community this morning. Thank you so much for being with us, Karla. We really appreciate it. I do want to dive in here to these raids that we're talking about. The president's administration saying they're only targeting the worst criminals, which a majority of people do support in this country. So what are you hearing, and are the fears of expansion of these raids justified at this point?
Good morning. Thank you for having me on this morning. I think that the fears are justified in the sense that we have heads of federal agencies saying that though they are targeting those with criminal convictions, those with arrests or criminal histories, they are going to take anyone that they come across. And so if you happen to be an undocumented immigrant at the wrong place at the wrong time, then you are going to get swept up in that action. And so that is what we are really trying to educate our people to know their rights when they face that interaction with any sort of federal agent.
And you know, places of worship, schools have traditionally been off limits in these types of raids. There's now conflicting reporting about the ICE agents actually going after and targeting these types of areas. Do you think traditional sanctuaries like these and sanctuary cities and states that are may lose funding soon from the federal government, do you think those will go away and no longer be sanctuaries?
It's going to depend on the local jurisdictions and states to really stand their ground against the federal government and them wanting to come in and really impose their will. In terms of hospitals and schools and churches, we have seen an executive order already come down that is looking to remove that safe space label from those places. And so we are really trying to come out and speak to our communities because the effect that that has on places of worship, on hospitals and schools, particularly with hospitals, it means a threat to life if undocumented immigrants are afraid to go to their hospital because they don't want to get picked up by immigration officials.
You know, CPB1 gave people court dates for pending asylum claims. Can you talk about what happens to these cases now?
As we saw day one of this new administration, CBP1 was it's gone. All the appointments were canceled. We saw images of all the people at the border who are realizing now that their opportunity to present their case and possibly be given the opportunity to come to the United States is gone. Right now, we are awaiting further guidance from the current administration to see how they are going to process asylum claims at the border. We have heard that the administration is probably going to look to go back to previous remain in Mexico policies where people had to stay in Mexico while their case or their appointments were heard. And so right now it's really a wait and see game. We have heard from the Mexican government that they are not going to play that game with this administration. They are not going to allow immigrants from other countries to remain in Mexico. So as of now, these people are really in a limbo in Mexico, not knowing what is next for them.
And what about the people who already had a number and were already here waiting for their court dates?
For some of the people, everyone has the right to present an asylum claim. So if they were admitted to the United States or paroled into the United States and they have a fear of returning to their country, then they will be allowed to present their asylum case, an asylum application, whether it's with a judge or through USCIS. For other people that were allowed to come in, especially those from Cuba, Nicaragua, Venezuela, and Haiti, they were allowed to come in under special program that we know is canceled now. And so really most likely they'll be able to wait out their status here with no true possibility of that status being renewed. So they're going to have to seek other immigration relief. They too will be able to apply for asylum if they are afraid of returning to their country. So they're going to have to explore what other immigration relief they are eligible for.
All right, well, lots of information there, and we know your organization has so many resources available to address concerns after these raids. Where can people go ahead to get more information?
We have our website, which is located CHIRLA.org, www.chirla.org. But we also have our immigrant assistance hotline, and that's 888-624-4752. And people can call there with their questions, and we do our best to guide them to where they can find those answers.
Okay, Karla Aguayo, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. And for more information on CHIRLA resources, you can check out our website as well, kcalnews.com, and click Seen on TV.